go. All right. All right. The gang is back together.
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness. Welcome back to the genre of your life. This is episode 3. After a few weeks of a little bit of illness, a little bit of busy, a little bit of working, we are we are back together. I'll start with Nick. Nick, how you doing today, my man?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Happy to be alive. Happy with you boys, man. It's the end of the year,
Yeah.
Grateful to be with you guys.
Yeah.
And now back from production, the busy man himself, Moses Lally. How you doing today, brother?
Hey, I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. Thank you, for making sure I'm able to, hop in today and everything like that. And yeah, it's gonna be a great year next year.
Yes, sir.
It was, it was pretty weird. It might have been great this year, 2022, but we're excited for a new beginning.
I love that. I think Joel's back. Joel, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
Perfect timing, my friend. Perfect timing.
Yes,
How you doing
sir.
today, my man?
I'm good. A dog that me and my roommates have taken in just gave birth to 7 healthy puppies. She might still give another one. We don't know. We'll see. But
You're on
for
call-
right
you're
now,
on
it seems
call.
like she's done. Yeah.
You're on call.
7 puppies. I'm gonna be busy tonight because she's gonna be in my room and everything. You gotta make sure my room is warm enough for her and everything. And the puppies, gotta keep them warm. Other than that, been good. Christmas is coming up, and there's gonna be big news on my Instagram for the homies, not the viewers. Sorry, viewers. but there's gonna be big news on Instagram on Christmas Day, so keep a lookout for a post. Great. But no, I've been good. I've been gaming, not streaming, but still, yeah, been doing my thing, been working, and been keeping busy. Yeah.
Oh, awesome
Yes,
to hear
sir.
that.
Yeah.
Awesome to hear. Well, it's good news for you guys, as you already know, for our listeners as well. If you've been listening, we're officially on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Pandora, literally any podcast you can imagine. Sorry, audio platform you listen to, we're on it. We are officially launched on every platform, which is really exciting. Also checked our Instagram. Our website was launched as of last week at midwayavenueproductions.com. You can find more about us on there, our bios, our reviews, our link to our podcast, what we do as a company. So make sure to check that out if you guys want to. Again, like I said, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. So hope you enjoy. It's official. We're in the big leagues. So yeah, I mean, again, this is one of the last few episodes before the new year. So I want to go around, talk to you guys a little bit about some, what you guys been watching. Also, we have some major DC news that we haven't talked about yet. I mean, every day is a new DC update, whether it's Henry Cavill leaving or Gal Gadot leaving or The Rock is gone now. I mean, to be honest with you, James Gunn has some balls. Because if I'm the one firing The Rock, I would be sweating my ass off.
Well, see, I wouldn't have fired The Rock. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm not risking it, man.
Got some balls, man.
Here's the thing that I'll say has a DC fan, like DC growing up, DC in our house was the -- comic book in our house. It wasn't Marvel, it wasn't anything else. Literally, me, my older brother, my dad, both our favorite heroes in the DC universe are Flash and the Batman. So DC's big in our house. So I think Marvel got way too big. It gave James Gunn way too big of a head, and now that he's here, he's doing big things. Whether they're good or not, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a bit biased. They're not good at all.
Oh, dang.
I'm gonna be dead honest. But I'm gonna let y'all just say your pieces.
No, I mean, I'm gonna let everybody else go, but it's I get it from a business perspective and everything like that, from a business mindset. Of course, the fans are super important and everything too as well. But you got to look at it from a business perspective. Black Adam didn't really make much money, make profit at all.
Nope.
I can say why.
And the past DC films, none of them had made over $1 billion except probably two films. You have Aquaman and you have the Joker, which is not even part of the DC universe, I guess, in a way. So I think it's been since what 2014 since the man Ben Affleck was
Man,
announced. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So that's a long time. I think them bringing James Gunn might be a bad move, might be a smart move. I don't know. We'll definitely see. But yeah, I don't know.
Here's my thing too. I feel like I'm again. I think James Gunn is a brilliant. I think he's very creative. I think he's very he's a good writer. I think he's very good at creating these worlds and creating these stories and kind of bringing the emotion to it. My thing too is that I'm kind of what kind of surprises me is that his Suicide Squad was a flop. And to be fair, it came out during the not post pandemic. It was summer where we were kind of getting vaccines and people were getting back to the theaters a little bit. My Suicide Squad, and also to be fair, as someone who loves the first one, the people had a bad taste in their mouth of the first one, so he had a lot of bad things going against him. I definitely would have kept him as more of a consultant, like a over kind of like Kevin Feige, but kind of like a creative consultant. CEO. Again, I'm very curious. Again, I want to give everyone a fair chance in the industry, as I always am. I'm curious to see where it goes as him as a leader, but also remember he's also be a CEO, also writing, directing, and producing. That's a lot to handle, in one as one job. You have a lot going on, whether it's directing, writing, producing, and then also being CEO of this massive library of stories and characters and the history of DC. So
yeah, I was gonna speak on that too as well a little bit. I mean, you do have Kevin Feige, who has been doing this for
so many years.
He's producing series along with feature films and specials and everything like that. I guess from your point, I do understand when it comes down to him. I don't think he's gonna be directing. I hope he doesn't. If he does, then then that's really gonna fuck up excuse my language or whatever. His focus on literally just producing and why I completely understand about that. I hope he doesn't direct. If he does, then well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I see what you guys are saying. When the news first came out, oh man, James Gunn and Peter Safran are gonna be spearheading the new DCU. At first, I was like, how do I put this slightly? I wasn't on board with it because I saw Suicide Squad and it was straight, but it was kind of I felt like they were focusing too much on the humor, and so I didn't want the new DC universe to essentially just be an extension of that Suicide Squad. But the more I've been hearing more and more about James Gunn, and I've been looking into his films a little bit more and stuff like that. And one thing I've noticed is he does put, I feel a lot of heart and soul into the stories and into the characters. And I really feel if he kind of focuses on that and making each of these characters human and relatable and writing them in a way where they resonate with the audience, then I feel like the DCU is going to be pretty much in good hands. And I'm a little bit biased because I am a huge Superman fan. So when the news came out, he's going to be writing the Superman script. It really, really piqued my interest. And he was saying, oh, Superman's going to be one of the top priorities over with this new DCU. So I was like, okay. So I'm on board.
Yeah,
for now at least.
Yeah. So I am not like you guys. And I'm not putting hate towards James Gunn. He is a really good director and really good at what he does. He makes stories really, really well. My only issue is, and it's not even the firing or the leaving of these people. One, I felt out of everyone, The Rock should have stayed. I would have liked to have seen Henry Cavill stay, but that's understandable. Well, why he's not here anymore since James Gunn wants to do a whole reboot, which I was excited to hear about. But seeing the films that James Gunn has made, and when we're talking about DC, I'm not excited because here's the issue that people do not understand is between Marvel and DC, they're completely two, they might be comic books, but they're two completely different universes.
Mm-hmm.
DC, like the bright like light comedy things about them, like they're not that big because it's like I found Suicide Squad an enjoyable film. As a DC film, I did not enjoy it because it needs to be gritty. It needs to be dark. A lot of the villains in DC comics are fucking actual psychopaths. They're killers. They're ruthless. The Joker is ruthless. So for the films I've seen James Gunn do so far, I'm not too excited because I'm talking about the DC. It needs to be dark. It needs to be gritty so that we can actually finally get these DC fans to want to watch these movies and to fully enjoy it. And I know I'm talking from a fan perspective and not business perspective, but if you can't get the fans, and I mean like DC Comics is huge. It's not Marvel does fans don't outweigh DC fans. Like they're both huge fan bases. So but the issues with previous DC movies is that they didn't connect with the fans. And so for the business to actually work this time, they need to hit it to where the fans will come along and then you'll see other people because you got Marvel fans for the first time. They were raving about it. They're like Iron Man and all these other films, they were getting other people interested because of their fandemonium. You know what I'm saying? When your homie is excited about something and he's ranting and raving about it, being like, "Oh my god, it's so amazing!" You're gonna want to watch it too, and that's how Marvel did it. So I'm not saying do films like the way Marvel did. What I'm saying is hit it to where the fans will be able to want to rant and rave and and tell people go see the movie, go see the movie, go see the movie, because that's how you get Star Wars, Harry Potter, Marvel. They all did that. They all got their fan base to want to support them. With the DC films previously, not a lot of fans wanted to support the movies because there just wasn't enough that was correct and nothing to keep us interested in wanting to continue to push for these movies. And like Black Adam, I said before, I didn't like Black Adam as an anti-hero. That was way too soon. If they wanted to eventually change him to an anti-hero, that would have been better because Black Adam as a villain would have brought more money because people would have been like, "Holy shit, this is just another Deadpool with superpowers." You know what I mean? That was what in my mind. But like I said, like for DC to work this time, it needs to be DC, not DC copying what Marvel does, but it needs to be DC. It needs to have a dark, gritty Batman. And these villains, the villains are the people that are going to bring the fans out. They need to be real people. They need to be psychopaths. They need to be ruthless and be willing to kill. So that's just my stance on this whole DC thing. So I am not too excited about it, but again, James Gunn can, surprise me. I don't know what the future holds, so we'll see what happens.
You never know. You never know. And I feel like gotta give him at least a chance. Again, the next point too is that like it's refreshing to hear that he wants to use Superman as like kind of like going forward, like a very like focal point of his vision of DC. But also to Moses' point too, I don't see him direct stuff either because to your point, Moses, exactly, it's that then you're focusing too much on too many things where it's going to be kind of like
stretched too thin a little bit.
Eggs, and you know why? I've heard this from people I know work at Marvel or at Disney, that Kevin Feige has so much on his plate now that he's not overseeing everything. He's kind of overseeing stuff here and there. He hasn't been overseeing like everything as it used to be, like, you know, pre Endgame of like he was his thing. Now he has so many chefs in the kitchen where like everyone's seeing other stuff. So it's kind of like, yeah, you don't be stretched too thin. You don't want to like kind of be like you don't want to overwhelm yourself of like so many projects where it's kind of like, oh shit, what's priority number one? What's next? You want to like make sure you're kind of like focusing on the right stuff and also not like going overboard with too much content either. Remember, quality over quantity sometimes.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you with that. You know, on that you know, the one thing that, you know, mentioning, you know, Kevin Feige and everything like that about him, you know, not being able to sort of like I see everything with him still being a producer on everything now, which is great. Now,
yeah, it's great.
You know, he's able to do that because of, you know, his success in, you know, I'm gonna speak business again in a way and everything like that, but his success in the box office, you know, he has so much control at Disney, it's crazy, and everything like that, where he's able to do, you know, whatever he basically wants, you know.
Yeah.
And then,
hell yeah.
You know, James Gunn hasn't really got there yet, so I'm hoping for him to direct. I hope it's not now. I hope it's not next year or the year after that or whatever. I hope it's when, you know, the success of the DC universe is that strong where he's like, you know what, you know, I'm gonna make sure that if I want to direct and everything like that, I'm able to lend, you know, some of my, you know, I'm gonna try to see if I'm able to get support from my co-producer from this one film or whatever it is, you know, and yeah, you know, that's basically it. You know, I definitely believe that what you basically said, give him a chance and go from there, because I think it's true. Because at the end of the day, we all want DC to be good. We're all DC fans here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, and one of my favorite DC films is, you know, is always going to be Man of Steel. So
yeah.
You know,
that's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
You know, with whatever they're gonna do with the new one, you know, I heard that James Gunn's gonna be writing it too as well. I hope that they just do that dude like justice. I hope that the character is done well. I don't know who they're gonna cast, you know, but they just need to make sure that, you know, that they just do it well. You know, I don't know what well is for them or whatever, but you know, yeah, that's, you know, that's my slice of pie, I guess.
There's a great line from Ted 2 where they're at Comic-Con and they're like the Hall H whatever, and there's like announcing the new Superman, Jonah Hill, and Mark Wahlberg goes, "Fuck."
Yeah, if they did that, bro, I would have to switch over to Marvel, man.
Someone said
Tom Holland, I'm out, bro.
Someone said Tom Holland. I said absolutely not. Absolutely not. I will.
No.
Hell no. And I'm like, absolutely not. I said, hey, you will never see me in the theater ever again. I'm like, I will bootleg DC from going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They want to go for more, you know, the younger actor and everything like that.
Yeah. Well, with Batman,
with a younger actor, like for Superman, get like, what's up?
So sorry for interrupting, but
no, you're good.
You guys talking just made me think, and hopefully they don't do Cyborg. I love Cyborg, but I'm hoping they don't do Cyborg because I want them to do Martian Manhunter. If you're gonna do that much CGI, just make a fucking full-on CGI. Do Martian Manhunter. Let's do old school. Let's do old school Justice League. I love Cyborg. Don't get me wrong. Cyborg's an amazing character, amazing, like so great. Let's not do him for Justice League. Let's do Martian Manhunter because that is a more compelling character to add, and all you would truly need is someone to voice act him, and you don't have to worry about his age because there's so many unless they're gonna show him in his human form, but there's so many amazing black actors who could do such an amazing Martian Manhunter and do his human form as well. So and that's just me. But yeah.
For Martian Manhunter, they should get Jimon Hansu. That I feel like that would be flames, bro.
No more wizard. He'd be upgraded from the wizard of Shazam to.
Like I feel like DC kind of keeps wasting Jimon Hansu because like casting him as a wizard, like okay, interesting choice, but they never really did anything with it. And like the wizard in the Wizard Shazam, his backstory is insane. You could low-key make like a whole trilogy just about him, but no, Jimon Hansu as Martian Manhunter, I think that'd be like really cool because he kind of have like this fierce energy. And it's like okay, that could be interesting, but like he can still play like kind of calm, cool, and collected.
I can see that.
That's who I would cast, man. Mm-hmm.
I think that's way too many films, especially because he is already in Shazam. Like I can understand since they're rebooting it, but I just don't know.
I mean, you have what's her name? That one person from the Marvels, Jenna Chan, Gemma Chan. You guys know her? She was
in Eternals and also Captain Marvel, right?
Yeah. They could do that. I think they should do that because when it comes down to it, they're running out of like talent. Besides, like nobody, which is fine. Never know what might happen and everything like that. The DC, packs a punch when it comes down to talent, and if they get somebody else that's like nobody, then I don't know.
You never know. You never know.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm excited for this new journey that they got going. Some people are not. I think that it's very I keep hearing the word toxic on like Twitter or whatever because I watch a lot of movie news too as well and everything like that. Them wanting to fire James Gunn.
That was that. That's toxic. And that's trolls being trolls. That's literally what it is. It's
like oh my gosh,
You're in your mom's basement. Someone's in their mom's basement right now. It's like hashtag fire James Gunn. It's like, bro, you live in your mom's basement. Like, come on, man. Like, get a life. All right, question for you boys though. Do we think we will not see Peacemaker anymore? We won't see his Suicide Squad members anymore. Do you think like those will be rebooted as well?
I love the show. I hope it is rebooted because it would be kind of a slap in the face, like if they reboot everything except James Gunn's Suicide Squad, and that would also kind of like fuck with the continuity a little bit of this new DC universe. So yeah, I say reboot it, like completely clean slate everything.
Yeah. I would reboot it as well. Because it just like look if they want to bring back I forget his name. If they want to bring what's the rest of his name like
John Cena?
John Cena, there you go.
I catch him as the Shazam.
If they want to bring back John Cena, like that's understandable. That's fine if they really want to do that. But like, if they're gonna do a whole Suicide Squad movie again, then yeah, they gotta change it up, and they also gotta get rid of Margot Robbie, who was a great Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
she was a great Harley
Quinn.
Quinn.
So good.
People hated her, which I don't understand.
She was perfect.
If they're gonna do Harley Quinn again, hopefully they do like something like sort of like her old outfit. If they want to make it like more armor type, like whatever, that's fine. But I was like really hoping to see her old outfit.
I was gonna say, I feel like Anya Taylor-Joy can play good.
Good casting. I like that.
Everything. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. If that's what the direction is, and I think that's what it is. I think she'll be really great at it. And you never know. Margot Robbie might just go to Marvel and play.
I remember Nick pitched Julia Fox as Margot Robbie. Not Margot Robbie. Nick pitched Julia Fox from Uncut Gems for Harley Quinn when Uncut Gems came out a few years ago. I remember we talking about this. You and I when we're in LA. You're like, how about what if like Julia Fox played Harley Quinn? And I'm like, interesting. And again, you never know who they might pick. You never know.
I'll say this though, like currently, I wouldn't cast Julia Fox. Like she's gotten kind of a little bit too weird to me. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to
too typecast.
I was gonna say she's been a little bit,
Uncut Gems.
Oh my god, she did one really cool movie and then immediately fell off after that. It felt like
she's a little crazy at the moment as well.
Again, she being typecasted.
She's a little, she's crazy. But also back to an actor I would like to see in the DC films. He could either do Martian Manhunter, but if he probably make him like Black Lightning or something. Daniel Kaluuya. I would love to see him in the DC films.
I can see that too.
Because he's such an amazing actor, and when he does his characters, he does it 100%. He kills it. So I would love to see him in the DC films, fucking unhinged superheroes. You know what I mean?
Was Static Shock a DC character?
Yeah, he's in the DC.
Yeah, that would be really cool. That was my shit.
He knows Bruce Wayne and everything. In the show, he's even traveled to the future and met like Batman Beyond, which was dope.
Yeah.
And then now there's a whole new, was it Static Shock comic book of an artist I follow. Yeah, that one's making pretty big waves, and so I would like to see Static Shock back in the game as well for film, since we're doing many heroes.
No, that would be dope.
I love that.
They'd kill it, especially, you know what I mean? What I'm mainly concerned about is who's gonna be the Flash. Because
not Ezra Miller.
Not Ezra Miller. Thank fuck. I also didn't like his run. What the fuck was that weird shit? Like, what the fuck? Anyways.
Yeah. Like, almost everything Starter does, but that, like, I cannot co-sign that. I was confused the whole fucking movie, bro.
I could not. He did such a great Barry Allen, like has nervous and he wasn't confident in himself as the Flash, because when the Flash first started out, he was not confident at all. So I really like that they did that for his character, but it's like you gotta be careful. So if they bring in a fresh face, I'm cool with Flash or something, I'm cool with that. It's just he has to be good. He has to do his research. He has to do his studies and understand like the Flash's complex fucking history through comic books. Because the Flash is not a simple character. People just think, oh, he's fast and he's funny and he's wave. When the Flash's backstory and the history in comic books is so huge. So they have to do him justice.
You know what? I have a good casting for the Flash. This is gonna be a reach. You guys have seen, I think Joel, you've seen El Royale, the lobby boy in El Royale.
Yes.
Yes. He also in Top Gun. He was Bob in Top Gun. That to me seems kind of like a interesting casting, personally, for like the Flash.
That's under the El Royale, right?
Yeah. The lobby boy. He's also in Top Gun.
Lewis.
You said he was Bob in Top Gun?
Yeah, he was Bob in Top Gun. Glasses.
The character Bob.
What was his name? Lewis Pullman.
Yeah,
Lewis Pullman.
Yeah.
Lewis Pullman. Okay, I remember seeing that name. Looking him up right now.
Remember, he was like kind of like the nervous, kind of remember like the nervous, like. Also, please watch El Royale. That movie's awesome. Just a little quick plug.
Oh yeah, I gotta rewatch that. I haven't seen that since theaters with you guys.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It's a great film.
It's an amazing movie.
But I think he could definitely play. He's still very much in his young and everything. I think he's 29.
He's at that. Yeah, he's. Sorry, keep going.
No, that's it. That's it.
All right.
He's at the age where he can play someone like the Flash, because the Flash, he wasn't a teenager. He was working for the police station as it was at CSI. So he 20s and they can increase the stories as well. So yeah, we don't need someone super young for the Flash.
No.
So yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Yeah, that would be it. He could do well depending on how well he can do someone who's witty and quick and just also flirtatious eventually.
Yeah, no, I think it's you know, I think if James Gunn and WB like has a good casting director or like a good team of casting people, I feel like they're definitely in good hands. I do think we all agree that I think maybe unknowns might be, but it's fine if you cast like a big name, but I feel like having unknowns where you can like okay, again, if you see Ben Affleck as Batman, you see Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
You see the Rock with Black Adam, you see the Rock.
Yeah.
Having new talent, I feel like gives newer talent and new actors a chance to shine. I feel like give new talent also that you can work they can also like develop the character their own way, also kind of just like give them kind of like a chance to like grow into the character as well, where like when you have a big actor, they're always busy with stuff and always busy with like other projects, where like look at Tom Holland kind of grew into Spider-Man so he could play Nathan Drake in Uncharted or in the movie Cherry, where like you can definitely grow into a role where you can also like evolve as an actor, I feel like, which is kind of pro of casting a younger talent, also a known talent. So you never know. We'll see. I'm hopeful DC. But moving on, I want to hear Moses' reaction for Avatar. We haven't seen Avatar yet. Only you have. Moses, your floor is yours, my friends. Avatar 2. What are your thoughts?
I think that movie's visual look. I'm gonna go see a second time and everything like that soon.
Nice.
Oh, damn.
That movie's visual look is amazing. It's when you're literally I don't know. It's really 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 good. It's long, of course, 3 hours, whatever. I don't feel like you have to like stand. If you have to use the restroom, you gotta use the restroom or whatever. But I think that movie, is visually amazing. And yeah, I just say, give it a chance and everything. Because there's some scenes that I'm like, man, the visual effects and everything like that is literally, like 2 times better than what sort of like Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War did with like Thanos. I'm not even gonna lie.
Wow.
That's the honest truth.
That's big praise, my brother.
Yeah, man.
I mean, yeah, because it's like James Cameron, is doing something completely different. You
Yeah.
know, even though he's being a little bit weird on the social media, and everything like that. He's he's definitely right about the idea how incredible they did with this new film and everything like that. You look at the last one and you're like, oh, that's great, but you look at this
Yeah.
one, you realize it's a huge difference there. It's very spectacle, and it's very it's a very world building sort of like a film, and it's great. So yeah, when it comes down to like the story, it's a little bit they can do better, but I overall just thought it was a good movie. It was definitely really really pretty to watch. So
That's what's
well,
up.
yeah, I do want to. I want to see it from the visual perspective. I want to see it like. I mean, do you see it in IMAX by chance or 3D?
I saw it on IMAX. I didn't get a chance to see it on 3D.
Okay, I definitely I've can. Was it worth seeing in IMAX? Is my question.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, of
Okay.
course. You see it. You gotta
Okay.
go. I mean, if you get a chance to go see it in 3D, do that. But
Okay.
definitely see it in IMAX. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's very like when you're watching this, when you're sitting down, you realize how it's like I don't know, man. It's like I don't really have words for it. I'm just saying it's really really large.
Yeah.
And
Spectacle. That's what. It's.
yeah, it's a very spectacle film. It's yeah. I enjoyed it.
All
So.
right. Yeah. I want to check it out. I think Nick. I think me and Nick are going to see it next week.
Mhm.
It's funny. James Cameron. Before the show started, we were talking about it. Before you hopped on, Moses. Did you see the video of James Cameron flipping off the fans in LA?
Oh, really? He did that? Oh,
No, it was wild.
So
Like after watching, I kind of see where he's coming from though, because they did have like a little bit of negativity, man. So if I was James Cameron, I probably would have done the same thing.
what did you do with it?
for context, he's known to be on the record saying, "Fuck autographs." I'm quoting James Cameron. "Fuck autographs. I don't do autographs because people will sell my shit on eBay." so
Yeah,
so
they should have known. They should have known better.
that's what happened. Was that basically he's in LA? I think it was Westwood, whatever. And there's all these fans, they're outside waiting. All these posters, Avatar, action figures, whatever, and DVDs and Blu-rays. And he's coming out of this screening, right? And they're like, "Oh, James, autograph." And he really he goes out of his way to smugly walk past the fans of saying don't look at me, don't touch me, whatever. And as he's walking to his car service, whatever. They're like, "Boo, boo, boo," and the bodyguard is laughing his ass off. It's hilarious. And then they go, "Oh, boo, boo," and like someone says, "Fuck Avatar," whatever. And so again, you woke the snake. So James Cameron rolls down the window and puts his fingers out and flips them off, and then drives away.
That's I'm not gonna lie. That is funny, but that is very bad for James Cameron. Literally,
it's not good luck.
That is not good. When you look at a viewer's perspective, you realize that you have this outlook right now and everything like that. People are saying they're not gonna go watch Avatar because of literally James Cameron, because of this notion that he's putting out there. That's very much like, "Oh, I'm better than Marvel." Blah, kind of sort of like a thing, and it's not exactly good. That brings I guess that brings less driven fans to your film, or doesn't bring any fans at all. To your film. And that right there, causes you, in terms of value, in terms of the box office market and everything like that. Your film is not gonna hit what it needs to hit, to even tie the marketing and as well as the budget income. You know what I mean? Because it needs to basically make $1 billion to be profitable, or whatever it is, 1.2 billion, so if you do that kind of stuff, it's like, yo, you're, I don't know.
I'll go look. I agree, Moses.
I agree with you guys.
He has a big ego, I feel like, and it's your point, Moses. Yeah, he's been on the record for saying, "Oh, we did this better than Marvel." Okay, man, it's a different thing, man. You have James Cameron IPs. That's Marvel. It's a totally different thing. Also, this is the same guy, as we all know. When Endgame passed Avatar on the box office, 2019, whatever, he's the one that said, "We're gonna re-release Avatar to show you." And guess what? Avatar got #1 again. That's kind of petty. He's gonna be petty.
He's gonna be doing that for forever. He's gonna be doing that forever until, let's say, Kevin Feige is like, "Yeah, we're gonna release Avengers Endgame with some a little bit more new footage and everything like that."
Oh, best believe.
Let's say there's some scenes that you guys I forgot to miss with Chadwick Boseman or whatever that we're gonna release.
Oh, huge!
That's a huge goal. James Cameron's gonna be like, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna release Avatar again."
It's like in 8K. You feel the water. You feel them. You feel the dragons or whatever. But also, too, you're on the same team. They're both Disney movies. Marvel's Disney, Avatar's now by Disney now. So you're fighting fire by yourself. You're fighting yourself.
It's all about ego. They don't care.
Huge ego.
You know what I mean? They don't care about that.
It's huge ego.
I think that Kevin Feige is very much because he's not saying a word on social media. He's not very big on social media at all.
He's smart. He's smart.
He knows that he's doing his own thing and everything like that. He's probably getting ready to film Deadpool 3 and all that kind of stuff like that. Well, you have some like James Gunn who still talks to the fans on social media, and James Cameron flipping people off.
I'll send you the video, man. You're gonna be like, "Oh, come on now!" You're gonna be like, and again, this is kind of like, I remember when this few years ago. I remember this. I remember 2020 when COVID was very it was heavy on lockdowns. The industry was shut down. There was not a lot of things being filmed, as we all know. And I remember Mission Impossible 7 Part 1, whatever, got shut down so many times because there were so many COVID outbreaks, there's so many COVID violations. Tom Cruise said, "The fuck y'all doing? Like, I'm trying to help you guys stay in business, trying to keep you guys employed, and you're not wearing masks, you're not following the guidelines." People are like, "Oh, he's being too harsh." No, I think he was being reasonable because this is his production. Only a few things were in production during mid 2020, and one of them was Mission Impossible 7 or Part 1, Mission 7 Part 1, whatever. And I feel like he was in the right to say, "Hey, listen, yeah, he yelled like kind of like Tropic Thunder, like his character in Tropic Thunder, Les Grossman, but like he definitely had a point where it's like that is an ego. That's him trying to like keep people safe and also keep people employed. So I thought that was definitely handled better from him. We're getting to your point now. With James Cameron flipping off the fans. Like, come on, man. Like people are big fans of yours. Like,
yeah.
It's a little petty. But hey, y'all, I'm about to hop off. I just want to say, like, love hearing from you guys. You guys are the best, but I can't wait till the next time.
Oh, of course, Nick, man. Thanks for joining, man. Because as we all know, Nick, you're one of the hearts and founders of this production and this company and this podcast. So thank you for joining. I think you'll help out you to work tomorrow, but next time we'll be together again in next episode. Again, man, we're very happy to have you back on the show, man. Glad you're back.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. Glad to be back. But
Thank you,
y'all.
Nick. Happy holidays.
Say again?
Happy holidays.
Yes, you too. You too, my brother. Peace and love, you guys.
I love you, bro.
Deuces, bro.
All right, deuces.
So yeah. So again, thank you, Nick. Thanks for joining. I think it was a huge treat that you hopped on. But yeah, Moses, go ahead. Sorry, Moses, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah. Let's talk about Nick. Let's talk behind his back now.
Yeah.
As we're recording this and putting this on the internet, so he doesn't know.
Nick, listen to this. We love you, but yeah, no, it's honestly, man, you made a great point, man, of like literally like, yeah, it's ego. And also if people, again, if you saw, I don't know, if we saw like Tarantino or Ryan Coogler or the Russo brothers doing something like that, you'd be like, come on, man. But I feel like James Cameron feels like, I don't know, he's cinema god or movie theater god, so like he has free will, and it's like, come on, man. I get it, you're not an autograph person, but I would have been like, hey, listen, guys, thanks for coming out, I appreciate it, happy holidays, and go walk in the car.
That's what somebody like Tom Cruise would probably do,
Exactly.
Because Tom Cruise has his own demons and everything like that, but when it comes down to cinema, itself and everything like that, he loves the fans, and everything. He does filmmaking literally for the people, and for the idea when it comes down to the whole COVID situation, you got to know that it's like he was also like whenever that he had to shut down everything like that, that is money lost,
Yeah, exactly.
Too as well. So I definitely understand from his perspective, being in 2022 now and everything. So but yeah, man.
It's literally like it's ego. But yeah, away from Avatar, you also saw a movie that I'm so excited for today. I'm so jealous about. You saw Damien Chazelle's Babylon. Moses, floor is yours again. Your thoughts on that movie?
Yeah. Babylon. It was definitely incredible. I said, I told Doug earlier that literally the first 30 minutes, it's very energetic. It's crazy. There's a lot of energy. It literally like wakes you up. I'm not gonna lie. That first 30 minutes, because it's like my heart was like beating like a little bit.
Oh my God.
I'm being serious. When you were literally sitting down, it's like when we're watching, Uncut Gems and everything like that, we were anxious, but this time it's like good anxiety. I don't know if there's such thing as good anxiety, but
excitement.
But it was definitely crazy. It was a beautiful film in terms of cinematography and everything like that. Shot really, really pretty, shot on film and everything. And Damien Chazelle did it again with this one. I hope people go enjoy it. I hope people go and watch it. Because yeah, it's a good movie and the theater needs you. But yeah, that's it.
I hope it does. I hope it does. I hope it does well, man. I feel like again, as someone again, I just remember like us being freshmen in film school and like him winning the Oscar. He was the youngest guy to ever win an Oscar at 31, I think 31, 32, which is crazy, which is awesome. But like, yeah, man, as a young director, he has like so much like. I didn't love First Man. Like it was good. It was filmed really well. It was filmed like beautifully. But like compared to like a La La Land or Whiplash, like those are his like really like his strength of like writing original kind of like not spectacle but like very like engaging, like to your point, engaging, very kind of like, ooh, I'm very invested into this story right away. Like how you said word by Babylon the first 30 minutes is like you're definitely like you're definitely interested the first 30 minutes. It kind of hooks you right away.
Yeah.
So I hope it does well, man. Paramount represent, right? I hope it does well. I mean, great cast. Again, I'm hoping that it's the holiday season. That hopefully people go back to the theater for like whether it's Avatar or Babylon or what else coming out this week? Puss in Boots, something like that, where like we have a lot of options, which is really cool. This game, Black Panther's still killing in theaters, which is awesome. Like you have so many like options for like movies in theaters now that like you can definitely go back and back again and again. And then we have Oscar season coming up in a few weeks. Award season coming up in a few weeks. So like, there's so much, things you can see in the theaters that you have like endless options, which is really cool.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah. No. The one thing I definitely enjoyed about Babylon is there's moments where you knew as like a filmmaker and everything like that, you're watching it and because it's about filmmaking, it's the idea of old Hollywood and everything like that. And how crazy it was back then, and it's just it's also a little bit inspiring to sort of like I watch that from like my point of view and everything like that. You see these people that are just trying to make crazy movies, and you're just watching it and you're like, man, there's so many little nice little moments that just pays homage to the idea of filmmaking. That's really, really cool. But yeah.
Oh, awesome! Well, again, I'm sold. I'm sold. I can't wait to see it. I'm fully invested in it. I love Damien Chazelle. I saw last night a really funny movie. It's called Violent Night with David Harbour.
Yeah.
This movie is fun as hell and violent as shit. I mean, it's the guys who did, David Leitch who did, Bullet Train, the first John Wick, Deadpool 2, Comic One. Oh my god, man! The first 10 minutes, 20 minutes, I was like, "Oh, is this kind of movie?" Whereas, like, when they start right away with the violence, they kept going and going and going, and I was like, "Wow!" Yeah, and I love it. I'm a big John Wick, Bullet Train kind of fan.
Mm-hmm.
I love kind of like that, like kind of like action, the very like quick, but very kind of like it's stylized, but also it's very like realistic, and it's very kind of like insane at the same time. But it's so much fun, man. David Harbour as Santa is perfect casting. Like I've never seen a Santa this violent before, to say the least.
Yeah.
There's this movie where I was like, wow, I've truly seen Santa do everything now. I'm like, wow, I've seen it all. But at the same time, he's kind of how he is as Hopper in Stranger Things. He's very good at kind of like being very lovable and bringing the emotion too. And I think you can see that definitely in Stranger Things in this movie too, is that yes, he's a badass. He's killing a bunch of people on Christmas. But at the same time, he cares that like I'm getting my ass kicked a lot too. But this is my holiday. This is my life. Like I can't just like walk away from it. Which I thought was kind of interesting to see. Like, oh, look, even Santa has like dilemmas in movies. Exactly. Where I was like, huh, interesting. And the way they kind of again, another thing's great. I feel like the chemistry between the family members is a little bit off. I feel like they're kind of like they're supposed to be scared, and the whole time they're kind of like, "Oh, we're being kidnapped," or "Oh no, we're being held hostage." I'm like, are you guys scared? Are you guys kind of like worried? You're very nonchalant for being held hostage.
No, yeah. I mean, it's careful spoilers because I haven't seen it
Yeah,
yet.
no, of course. But but story wise, you're watching it because it's also a love letter to like Home Alone and Die Hard
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna say
kind of like those movies.
yeah, yeah,
It's a love for sure. Like very pays homage to those movies, but if you can see it, it's so much fun. David Leitch and his company, again, they have another winner on their hands, in my opinion. I feel like the way they're able to like make these original action movies, where you can take Santa Claus or Guys on Bullet Train or the Nobody and Nobody, it's like you can like make these kind of like these like kind of like these these kind of like lovable like kind of like not violent people. You
yeah,
make you can make them violent, but
yeah,
also they're still lovable at the same time at the core of it all.
yeah.
So
No,
that was kind of interesting. So worth the watch. I thought it was hilarious.
I was
Yeah,
gonna. I hope that it would have been great. I know they already have a director and everything like that, but I kind of see David Lynch, directing, the Thunderbolts and everything like that movie.
oh,
We have
I know.
very, violent and very, gritty too as well. They all kind of hate each other. I feel like
Yeah,
that, David Lynch would have been great to take that film and everything.
who's doing it? Who's doing Thunderbolts? Do we know?
I have no idea. The
Sorry, I butchered his name. Jake Shearer.
Yeah, I don't know who's Jake Shearer.
He's
Jake,
done. Oh, he did Paper Towns, which I enjoyed Paper Towns for what it was.
yeah, no, I enjoyed it, but that's like a different,
It's a
like,
way different movie.
no, it's a different movie. You know what I mean? It's it's like completely different.
Lot of TV, and music videos. A lot of TV and music videos. It's most.
I mean, at least he's done like work, I guess, in a way.
Right. You don't want someone catering and craft services the next day. You're making Blade. You're like, you're
Yeah,
not. You don't want that.
he's a music video director. That's what he is. That's what he is. You can definitely tell that for sure.
And
Yeah.
then Eric Pearson is writing Thunderbolts, and he wrote Black Widow. Okay, which is okay in the Marvel family. He also wrote Thor Ragnarok.
Mm.
And he wrote. Well, he was a script doctor on Endgame, Infinity War, Homecoming, and Ant-Man. So all right, he's been with the Marvel squad for a while. So
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, you're right. I would have loved to see David Leitch do like a Marvel movie, like something kind of like again. I mean, Sean Lee was doing Deadpool 3, obviously, so like he can't do Deadpool 3 again. Deadpool 3, like 'cause he did 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would have been cool, man. Because I feel like you can make kind of like Hobbs and Shaw. Hobbs and Shaw was pretty violent for a PG-13 movie. It had pretty like stylized action for like again a quote
Yeah.
unquote
I mean,
PG-13 movie.
they kind of made they kind of made Dwayne Johnson feel like a superhero in that one too as well.
Yo, he's
I mean, I feel like in Fast 9 too as well. They made freaking Vin Diesel feel like
he was
an
the Hulk. He was the Hulk.
He was literally. Did you see that scene when he like brings down
The chains.
the
chains.
with bare hands,
The chains.
the chains, right? It's
No. Joel knows. In Fast 7, when he goes, you know what? You know who always wins? The street always wins. He does the Hulk.
And then Hawk stomps the fucking sidewalk, and then
The
just the whole
whole
place
collapse.
goes down. I'm just like, it's
wait, what?
And Fast 7, he's fighting Statham. He goes. The thing about the streets is the streets always wins, and he fucking like.
and then he Hawk stomp. He literally stomps on the ground with one foot, and the whole place just falls down.
The whole parking structure collapses.
Like he literally Hawk smashed the place. So we're like, come the fuck on, like you gotta be shitting me. You can't. No. Like, It's funny to like. I understand like it's great that they can stylize it to be more like here like superhero-esque, but there's like a time and a place, and Fast and Furious is not the fucking movie to do it. It really isn't. Like I want. Like,
What is wait, so what is he stomping at? I'm still
okay, so they're on top of a parking lot.
Okay.
Like
Parking
a
structure.
pay to place parking lot, structure. And Jason Statham and Vin Diesel are fighting. They're using like metal bits from vehicles like swords, basically, and they're fighting each other for like a few minutes. And then Jason Statham, of course, the villain has to say something. It's like you're not gonna win or some shit like that. And then Vin Diesel stops, straightens up, and goes, "You want to know who always wins? The streets." And then he literally stomps. He stomps on the ground, and the whole place, except it starts cracking, and then collapses. And only Vin Diesel's spot is the only thing that didn't collapse, but everything else fell to bits. And so that's how he beat Jason Statham, because the streets always wins, and he could just hawk stomp the fuck out of anything and just be like, yeah, like it open, like he just spoke for the streets. And it's like time to represent, like what? All right.
He literally like it's. But to your point, Moses, yeah, like in Fast 9, how he pulls, he goes, "I'll save you." And he pulls down the fucking chains, and the whole building falls down too.
I was like, come on, man, like, come on. I know that the director is like is doing that on purpose. I hope he's doing it on purpose.
I hope so too.
But these were once, these about racing and everything like that, which was great. But
now superheroes.
Now it's about Hulk smashing and stuff.
No, literally, like honestly, it's not official. Basically, Fast 9 is kind of like Fantastic Four. Like, everyone has superpowers.
Oh my gosh! I hope that's not the case.
Everyone has superpowers. Someone said, "Oh, cast Vin Diesel as the Thing." I said, "Absolutely not. I love Vin Diesel. I love you, Vin.
But no,
hell no, not the Thing."
No. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that basically, so Fast and Furious movie basically it's like the Saints Row games. You know what I mean? The first two were about gangs, and then after that, they just they took over a state and became an independent country. He became a president. What was it? And then next, he became a president that had to fight aliens and got superhero powers, and it's sort of like that. Like that's Fast and Furious to me right now, where it's like, oh my god, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's they're very. They get into that point, but they're still very enjoyable to like watch. You go in there and you just want to be entertained, and which is great. Some people don't like that, some people do. But
I stopped watching. Yeah,
but
they're fun. They're fun. But again, you go in there to like not watch rocket science. You're just watching it to see Vin Diesel become the Hulk for 2 hours and just like you see him let loose for blow some steam for 2 hours.
2 hours and let him loose and everything.
Oh man, it never gets old.
Yeah, they got two more films to go.
More films to go, man.
Before they're done. But yeah, go ahead.
Joe, what you been watching? Anything good? Any shows and movies you want to recommend?
I've been on Stars recently because my friend hooked me up with a profile, and their family is like Stars, which is dope. I literally have my own profile and everything, and I've been checking that out. It doesn't have too much. It's like but I recently watched a show that came out this year called The Serpent Queen, which is about the French's longest reigning queen, literally. And like cruelty and how she did it and went to power. It's all in English, obviously. It's an interesting show. It really is, because it's sort of like I believe they might probably have another season, but for the first season, it's really like flashbacks of it. Like she has this young black maid become her personal maid, and she starts telling about how like she went from being an orphan, being raised in the coven, the by nuns and everything, to being, married to the king and having children and trying to become Queen of France. It's really good, like cinematography wise and story wise, and then just there's some sort of big actors in it, not like super big, but I don't know her name. Hold on, give me one sec. Because she has a queen. She did amazing. She really carried it with how she talked and narrated, and she did absolutely fantastic. Her name is Samantha Morton. She's an English actor, obviously.
Mm.
Um,
Where's it
but
on?
it's on Stars. It's on Stars. Yeah, she's also gonna be in The Whale. Oh, interesting.
Are the
What?
are the whales great? Are the whale
Yeah,
is really good.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I'm
yeah.
definitely gonna go
So
check it out.
yeah, I need to see that. But yeah, no, she does. She does such an amazing job narrating, and it's just overall interesting because they show you like how stupid monarchies are. No, seriously, like back in the past, like people be like, "Oh, it's dramatized," but like if you think about like through history, we had these monarchies where it's like by family and these people raised into it, where it's like she talks about the politics of the crown and the people that are there with the crown, and then the sons and daughters and
Mm.
the court and everything, and they show those politics slash games, but also shows how fucking stupid the monarchies are because of how stupid the people are. Like they might have had an education, but overall they're really dumb. Because it was all self. It's an interesting show. I highly suggest if you like shows like let me think. Uh, if you like shows where it's not a lot of action but more storytelling, and you want a few laughs but also just like more of like character, like you'll enjoy the characters and the story a bit more than anything, then definitely watch that show. It's high. I personally enjoyed it, and then her younger part, her younger counterpart, not the maid, but the girl who played the younger queen. When she's talking about all these stories, did just such a fantastic job. I don't know her name either. Again, this is like an English show, but she did. she I got let me look her up because I feel like such a dick. I feel like an asshole if I don't like look her up. You know what I mean? Her name is Liv Hill.
Mm.
She's young. She's 22. She did such a fantastic job playing the younger version of her. She
Mm.
hasn't really done much as I'm seeing here, but she's an amazing actress. So I'm hoping, she gets more roles and everything because she did absolutely amazing. And yeah, I personally like the show. I don't know if you two will like it, but I would say check it out if you can for sure.
No, yeah. I
I'm
mean,
intrigued.
I do have stars and everything like that. So, I'll definitely, check it out and everything like that. I have like a 3 months, like yeah, I have like a 3 months for like $3. So I'm gonna waste the 3 months and see what happens after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I might have to go, you guys too as well.
Oh, no worries, man.
Okay.
And everything. But it was great chatting with you guys and all that.
Yeah, Moses, thanks for hopping back on, man. I'm glad the boys were back together after a long little bit of hiatus of working and sickness. But my friend, happy holidays till next episode. Can we have you back on? The boys back together again for next episode. But again, man, thanks for always being one of the hearts and souls of this podcast and company, man. We appreciate it, Moses.
Thank you so much, for our listeners and everything like that. Thank you, and hope you guys have a great holiday, and we'll talk soon again.
All right,
All
brother.
right, happy holidays, bro.
Man, stay safe.
All right, thank you too.
All right,
Peace.
love you, bro. Peace.
Love you too.
Just the
So,
two of us.
like always, at the end of the day, it's always just. So, yeah, no, this is if I know you're, I wouldn't say you're picky, but when it comes to like things you watch, Doug, I would say if you're gonna watch this, at least enjoy it from a writer's perspective,
Oh
because
yeah.
the writing is good. It's not complex or something like super. It's just they wrote the show so well. They really did.
Definitely.
I personally truly enjoy it. So if you guys like, and just sort of dumb, the comedy is funny, but it's also dumb funny because again, it is for making fun of like the monarchy. But if you think truly, like I said earlier, like if you think back to monarchies, they are dumb. So 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 yeah, no, that was just my take on it. But
No, I definitely watch. I want to check it out. Again, I'm very intrigued. I watched that. Also, I watch Blackbird because I think I've heard awesome things about it, and you recommended me.
oh my
And
god,
it's really
bro.
good.
It is so amazing. The cast holds that show so well. The
Taron Egerton,
cinematography,
man,
writing, he kills it in
he's such a good
anything he's
actor,
in.
man.
He's so amazing. I love him as an actor. He's great. So definitely, yeah, no, check it out because he does such an amazing job, like
All right, I gotta
bringing
watch it.
the emotion to it, like because I, I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'll tell you about his character just a tiny bit
Like what?
because
Fish.
you'll figure it out in the first. Like clearly, they talk about his character in the first episode. He's this guy who's in football, and he's his name's pretty big, but he also sells drugs, and eventually the DEA or whatever, I forget who was that arrested him, but they arrest him and they're gonna be like, look, you're gonna go to jail unless you help us catch this guy and have him admit to everything and just help us find a way so he doesn't like get out of jail. Like he like he knows details that people don't, but because he is simple, he's getting away with it. Like back in the past, like there have been cases where people got away with a crime
Yeah,
because the
Plenty of
police is
times.
like, it's this guy. It's not. He never hurt a fly. He's just making up a story. It's that basically, and so they're like, you have to go under this fake name and go to jail, and you gotta befriend him and just get any information you can so we can give these families the rest that they need. And so, a guy who's done drug dealing and listening to this guy's story. By the way, the guy that's playing the really fucked up like killer.
Yeah.
I've seen him before. Hold on.
Oh yeah, it's Paul Walter Hauser. I've heard. I seen him in a lot of things. He was in Cruella, which I love. I love Cruella.
He is, dude. You hate his character, but you love his fucking acting because he is so good, man.
He's a very good actor, man. I
He's
saw a
an
bunch of stuff.
amazing actor.
He's a very good actor.
He makes you feel so sick watching the show. Like it's hard to do. You know me, where I grew up watching. Like my mom used to watch. My mom always used to watch like that, like serial killer like documentaries and like the cold cases and everything. And you see these interviews and hear about these people. So for me to be like me get sick, it's very hard for me to do that. So like the only other thing that ever made me like physically sick to where it's like I can't continue to watch this would be the what's that show that people have been raving about?
Dahmer?
The gay killer, Dahmer. That one made me sick to where I couldn't continue watching it. You're gonna continue watching this,
Yeah,
because it's gonna hold you there, but it's gonna make you feel sick and angry. His character's gonna just piss you the fuck off, and you'll
I
be
can't
like, I
wait.
wanna strangle him. And dude, Egerton fucking kills it because he shows that emotion. Like it's so good. It's so good. That show's amazing.
Let's be real. You and I both, when we saw Kingsman back in 2015, you and I both said this kid got something. You and I both knew that as a young kid and as Eggsy and Kingsman, you and I both said, watch this kid. He's gonna be something one day. And I've seen the Kingsman aside, he was so good at Eddie the Eagle, which I love. Also, as him as Elton John, dude. Holy
I
fucking
didn't get to
shit.
see the Elton John movie, but I heard it was so well.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, Joe, I'm kind of upset that that movie did not get the same love that sorry, Bohemian Rhapsody, which I thought was a fine movie. I thought, he as Freddie Mercury was great. Remy Malek was great as Freddie Mercury. But I definitely feel like Rocket Man was a way better movie. It was filmed with such like love and magic and some kind of this like appreciation to the movie itself, to Elton John himself. But like, dude, I'm telling you, the whole time watching Rocket Man, I don't see Taron Egerton. I'm seeing Elton John. And it's like and the way he'd sing, the way he moves, the way he has, this like kind of like Elton's like mannerisms. It's flawless, man. But guess what? The movie came and went. No one talked about it. When Bohemian Rhapsody came out, everyone was talking about it. Again, it's a fine movie, but it should got more love, if you ask me.
Yeah, for sure. I heard so many good things, especially from you
really
and other
good.
just clips and everything. It looks amazing.
So
but
good.
that leads me into I talk about before we close this out, which is how these movies are flopping and how these movies are not getting the attention that they deserve from the public. And if Moses and Nick were here, I feel like they would talk about it from a business standpoint. I don't want to talk as a business standpoint. I want to talk about it as a we could definitely talk about this next time when Moses and Nick are here, because I would love to hear what they have to say. But I want to talk about it as a audience perspective, because we gotta look at it from both sides. A business perspective, Rocket Man did well with trailers and putting it out
marketing,
there, marketing and everything, and they didn't show too much either, because it wasn't even a long movie either. So, and you know how I feel with all these movies coming out with like 5 fucking trailers showing the whole fucking movie. They, which is ridiculous. They did well not to do that and to market it well, and it was on YouTube and all this other, like, I constantly saw trailers for the Rocket Man, you know what I mean? Yeah. So but like with other movies as well, like they do marketing, but they don't get the follow. Like, people aren't going to go see these movies anymore, which breaks my heart, because it's like, why you guys, like, are we at the point again where it's like we're only gonna see movies that like social media people will talk, like superhero, but also what our social media people will go see, because let's be honest, me and you did not want to see Teen Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, but a lot of people went to go see it. Even if it flopped, it still had a lot of people going and talking about it.
Hey, you know what came out that weekend? Popstar came out that weekend too, and that movie flopped.
That movie flopped when it shouldn't have, but Teen Mutant Ninja Turtles got lots of views. And a lot of people went to go see that, but that was also because they were paying social media people to fucking to advertise their movie. So what I'm curious is about, like, what, like, I can't fully understand is, what are these people picking to go see as a movie and being like, this will be a good movie, and then this will be shit? Because me and you have talked about it. Popstar was amazing. Rocket Man was amazing.
Let me just pull
Star
up.
Wars, not Cyberpunk.
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner 2049.
2049. Yep. 2049. Yep.
it flopped as well. Like all these movies are flopping, but it's like people aren't gonna go since seeing them. So I'm so curious of like what these people are picking as movies that are good and bad, because obviously these good movies are getting attention late. You know what I mean? But that's also because that's on TikTok now. Like these clips are on TikTok and
100%.
social media. So people are being like, "Oh man, that movie was so good." You know, I saw clips of it and I decided to watch it. Where it's like, why didn't you just go fucking watch it in theaters? You know what I mean?
Well,
So that's my thing. Where it's like,
100%.
what are you guys like? I'm so confused about it now.
You know, Joe, what I was thinking too is that, you know, COVID was also a big part of that. COVID made people say, you know what, I'm going to wait till it comes on Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime, where it's like, again, we know people like this pretty well. Well, yeah, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till, you know, Netflix. And I'm like, yeah, but you're missing the theatrical. You're missing the experience of seeing theaters. You know, you're missing like the joy of like on a big 80-foot screen. You know, if you get even an IMAX movie, we mentioned last episode. If you miss seeing a movie on IMAX, you will never see it again. I mean, you'll see it on Blu-ray, depends on the movie and the filmmaker too. But like, you will not have the same experience watching on Netflix than you will in theaters. And to your point, yeah, people are getting too comfortable with what they're seeing. Again, as someone we both grew up on, you know, Ninja Turtles, that's an IP people are familiar with. People are going to the theaters nowadays, man, for familiar movie, for familiar IPs, for familiar franchises, familiar stuff. That's yeah, Marvel, DC, like all that kind of stuff is like they're familiar with this, so they won't take risks on seeing movies that they're not comfortable with, which kind of sucks. I feel like back in the day that was the opposite. Like look at Adam Sandler movies. His movies made so much money, and they're all original, or they were all kind of like unique. Nowadays, you see them only on Netflix because no one's seeing them anymore on theaters. Or again, they wanted to go see Iron Man 3. They wanted to see, Guardians Galaxy. They're people are getting too familiar. Again, in my opinion, audience are getting too familiar with what they want to go see. And the good movies that we love, like Place Beyond the Pines, or Blade Runner 2049, or Baby Driver, they're getting their love at home, which kind of sucks because again, they're meant for the big screen. They're meant for the big IMAX. They're meant for the big Dolby or Prime Video, Prime AMC, whatever theaters. They're definitely meant for like theaters. And to your point, the trend now on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube is that so and so says the movie's awesome. And to your point, Joe, where were you opening weekend? Where were you when Popstar came out? Where were you when Blade Runner came out? When were you when this movie came out? It's like they won't say anything until a social media person talks about it, which again, to be fair, good for the movie. But to your point, Joe, it kind of hurt it. It kind of hurts like not in the box office. It's like, oh man, like you're helping it now. It's on Netflix. You're helping it now because it's on. It's easy for you to watch now. It's again being too comfortable with something that. Yeah, but again, I agree 100%. I mean, what's a good, in your opinion, Joe, the past 5 or 6 years, other than Blade Runner, other than Baby Driver, whatever, what's a movie that you can think of that like we both loved, we saw in theaters, but guess what? No one saw. Do you have one in mind?
Not this instant because I didn't mention a few.
Look at Tag. Tag was such a fun movie.
Oh,
Tag was so much fun.
Movie.
Guess what? That movie did not do well in theaters. That was a very, very well marketed movie. It was smart with their marketing. They did a good job, YouTube campaign and Instagram campaigns before TikTok too. So good time on Instagram and YouTube.
What? I have another movie still haven't seen because I can't fucking find it anywhere besides paying for it on Amazon, which is Widows.
Bro, I will find a way to get Widows. Widows is a movie that I feel like came again. This is for our viewers, listeners too. 2018. I remember this year so vividly well. I was a junior in college, and dude, I remember Widows. Bad Times at the El Royale were two movies that I was like, oh my god, these are original movies. They have a great cast. They're so good. They're so well written. Great performances. And guess what? Those movies, Joe, They didn't even make double digits opening weekend. They made 5 mil or 8 mil opening weekend, and no one saw them. And
No one saw them. No one saw them. And that's And that's like so disappointing because it's like these films are so amazing, but why aren't you going to go see them? Why are you waiting until stream? Because streaming doesn't pay the real people. Streaming pays the people, the company that is streaming them, yes. And now you guys are just like, well, now they're going to streaming right away. Where it's like that's not good. I don't give a fuck if you don't like big crowds and you're just like, I like the comfortability of my house. You don't always stay home to get drunk. You know what I mean? Some of y'all go out and go drink. Y'all don't be like, fuck a restaurant. I'm gonna stay home and cook. Like y'all go to fast food places.
You want the
and
excitement
eat inside the fast food places or
you
the
want the
restaurant.
excitement.
You guys want that excitement. It's the same for films. And the great thing is the ambiance that you guys go to these places for and the experience. Films do the same things. Theaters do the same things. And if you don't want a big crowd, pick a day. There's days where where going to the theater is cheap early as fuck in the morning. You guys are not busy early in the morning.
$5 Tuesdays,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, $5
Tuesdays.
Discount Tuesdays, yeah.
You guys can go see a new movie for $5 early in the morning where there's not going to be a lot of people. And you guys are be like, well, why would I want to do that? Why the fuck would you want to go to a crowded ass club and get drunk and humped on by every fucking body? Fuck off. Like, nah, seriously, think about that shit. Theaters are losing money, and films are and people who work on these films, not just the actors, the crew behind it, the directors, producers, writers, everybody is not getting the money that they fucking deserve because people want to stay home and watch. These people's lives are at stake because their livelihoods are at stake. Just like how you guys are concerned that robots are going to take everybody's job, you guys are now taking everybody's job and having them get paid less and only focusing on the actors for streaming. Go to a theater. Theaters are so amazing, and there's days and times where people are not there. There's not a big crowd. There really isn't. Like, I have gone to theaters my whole entire life, and me and Doug have seen new movies with like a few people in them, and there's been times where it's just me and the homies in the theater.
That's us,
literally just us watching and only our reaction, and that's so great. So pick a time, grab family, grab friends, go by yourself. Fucking no judgment shit. Go enjoy these movies, but stop waiting until streaming because that affects more than you truly think it does. And also, these films deserve the notoriety instead of a few years after. You know what I mean? Don't be like Doug when Place Beyond the Pines.
I know.
And that shit, being like, "Why didn't I see this movie years?" Motherfucker, because I told you about this and you didn't want to go see it. Okay, don't be like Doug. All right, don't
be better than Doug. Be better than the Gap. Be better than the Gap. Be better than the Gap.
Be better than the Gap. Be better than Doug. Go see these movies. Come on, I understand you guys aren't big theater people. Who the fuck cares? Theaters are great. You know, shit, man. They let you take in persons, backpacks, whatever the fuck. Yeah. Just put some snacks in there, motherfucker. Shit, you don't need popcorn and a Slurpee, but you can grab a soda and some candy and maybe some chips. Boom, open that because guess what? No one's gonna complain about that.
No one's gonna stop you.
Enjoy it. No one's gonna stop you. There's ways around. Don't complain about the prices of stuff. Just don't buy shit in there. Just pay for the movie. Go to Walgreens or Aldi's or Walmart or something and go watch a fucking movie, please. Please, for the love of fuck.
No, exactly. Like, dude, like we really like honestly, man, like it's again, we've always been the theater people, but you're absolutely right. You can definitely again, trust me. Guys, listen, we've sucked in so many snacks and drinks and pizzas into theaters before.
We're sucking whole pizzas.
You know, McDonald's, Doritos, Five Guys, like everything. It's again, even I have family members that like I'm gonna wait till watch it on Hulu or Amazon. And but it's again, it sucks because like you want because going to the theater you're supporting to your point you're supporting everyone. The actor, the actors and directors, you're supporting the below the line people, the crew, catering, the PAs, the visual effects. Like these are movies that are really kind of like they're meant to be like they're meant to be literally like in the theaters, meant for the big spectacle. Again, I give props to Jordan Peele for having now he's the one also kind of bringing people in for his movies. Nope did pretty well for original movie, which is great. I mean, it was the highest original movie opening since his last movie, which is 2019's Us, which is again kudos to him. But someone like a Christopher Nolan, like a Tenet or Interstellar or Dunkirk, or you want to see his movies in theaters because, or again, Denis Villeneuve, who did Blade Runner and Dune, just those are IPs for sure. Those are for sure IPs. But you can't the same experience is not the same at home or on a laptop or on an airplane. Yes, it's convenient for sure, but I do hope that 2023 there's some great movies coming out. Both franchises and original movies that hopefully again this year it was kind of up and down a lot with movies. Top Gun did a big help bring the audience back to the theaters. I feel like so did Avatar, so did Black Panther. But I'm hoping 2023 is a year of like, how about let's have original movies make a comeback in theaters. Whether if a big star or not in a movie theater, in a movie or a big director, let's have original movies make a comeback where like, we can go and say, wow, like I love this movie. Again, why word of mouth is very powerful. I think people don't realize how crucial word of mouth is for movies, and you never know what someone might hear. Like, oh, I heard this movie really great. I'm going to see it. Awesome, and the ball goes rolling and rolling and rolling. It helps the movie a lot. So I'm hoping that 2023 will have a comeback for original movies. Again, that's why I love A24. We both love A24 movies. A24 is really holding down the line of original movies for young filmmakers, for new filmmakers to kind of like try new things and also bring fresh stories, fresh storytelling to the theaters and to the cinemas. So I'm hoping, man. I really am.
Also, all right, if you haven't seen many trailers about or if you go watch and you're looking at the movie posters and movie names and and you see a movie or a movie poster that you haven't seen a trailer for or you haven't heard much about, and you don't, just say fuck it and go watch it, because you can have an intriguing experience. Because one time me and my dad were at the movie theaters and we didn't know what movie to watch, and so we saw this poster of an action movie called
The Raid.
The Raid wasn't American. All right, it was, I believe, Korean. I believe it was a Korean movie.
Yeah.
It's a Korean movie, so we had to read subtitles. But me and my dad fucking loved that movie. We didn't see any trailers. All we saw was a poster, and we were like, let's go see that one. And we saw it, and we loved it because the action was amazing. The writing, the cinematography was great. Such a great action movie. If you love action movies,
so
karate
good.
and kung fu movies, type of stuff like that, with like Jackie Chan stuff. This one wasn't Jackie Chan, obviously, but like, you know what I mean? Where it's like this Asian kung fu type movie. We saw it and we had such a great time, and that was the experience that I'll never forget because I got to see it with my dad, and it was also just a movie where we were just like fuck it, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. And if you hate it, fucking tell other people you fucking hate it. It doesn't matter. Just see a fucking movie in the theaters, motherfuckers.
It's
sorry for my language.
It's the experience, man. It's the experience of it all, and I'm glad Moses is seeing things in theaters. I'm glad that he's kind of reporting back to us like, oh, this and that. And again, man, I'm hoping that it's the holidays, guys. I love going to see movies on theaters in Christmas time or holidays with friends. Many years with Joel, many years with Moses and Nick and my family. Like, it's fun. It's like you're seeing a movie. It doesn't matter if it's The Fablemans, Avatar, Black Panther, or whatever's playing right now. Top Gun. Top Gun's still playing apparently. Good for them. But it's the experience of like, wow, man. Like, why? At home, there's distractions. You got on your phone, you got on your laptop, you got on your iPad, whatever. In the theater, yes, you can have your iPhone on you, obviously, but it's the immersion of like, wow, I'm in a theater, I'm in this 80 feet, 80-inch whatever screen, or not 80-inch, but like 80-foot screen. Like it's the spectacle that Mo was talking about earlier. It's a spectacle of being immersed, of like, wow, like I'm seeing this. You can turn off the outside world for an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours. You can enjoy it. It's the enjoyment of like, wow, I'm not at home. I'm in a theater. I'm enjoying this kind of spectacle and immersion. And I hope that 2023, great movies coming through. Again, originals, remakes, reboots, whatever, sequels. I hope that the theaters stay alive another year for more people to like. And think about it. In one day, 2 big movies are coming out on the same day. That's awesome. Oppenheimer by Christopher Nolan, which is great, and Barbie. That's going to be huge to the theaters. And I really hope that I'm seeing sold out shows. I'm seeing, word of mouth. I'm hoping they both be like great opening, maybe $40 million plus opening weekend for both movies. That would be stellar for the box office, for the theaters. So you never know what might come out next year. You have all these big movies coming out, all these big things that could blow up next year, of like movie that you didn't hear about. So never underestimate the theatrical experience or the movie theater experience, because you never know. You might be surprised when you see something. I truly mean that to this very day.
Also, I just realized something. My TV has.
Wait, you have what?
My bad. My volume's been on for my TV, so if you tagged along this whole entire time and you heard some echo or double, it might have been me. My bad.
We've had one guy review something. I think it was it Amazon or something. It was one of the podcast sites, and the guy was like, the first comment was, "Your audio sucks," and I said, "Thank you." I said, "Thank you," because you know what, man. Again, as you guys know, we're all different places. Joel's in Texas. Excuse me, Moses is in LA. Nick and I are in Phoenix. So we're okay, guys. Again, we're still working out. We're very happy that we partnered with our RSS.com. They've honestly given us a home for us to publish and produce our podcast on everything, whether it's Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts. Again, even MySpace. You never know what might come back. It's literally like they've been great with us. Great partnership with them. So again, bear with us. We're still figuring. 3 episodes in now. We're still figuring out the kinks of audio. I'm learning more audio, techniques on YouTube and Apple, stuff like that. With frequency levels, stuff like that. But
and we do need mics, and we need better mics and everything, which we will eventually. So yes, just bear with us.
Bear with us.
Everyone has a starting point. This is our starting point.
It's our starting point. So, Jeff Bezos was in a garage for Amazon. Mark Zuckerberg was in a lab for for Facebook. So bear with us. We're still learning. But again, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Joe, my brother, thank you for being my co-captain on this in the last leg.
Before we close out, all right, I've said a show that I have recommended, but before we close out, we're gonna do this every show where we both recommend a show and a movie.
You're absolutely right.
For our viewers to go see, and we'll tell you why. So, Doug, you go ahead. You start.
Okay, how about since it's Christmas, I'm gonna do a Christmas themed movie. A movie that I love so very much that I saw for my 18th birthday with Joel. Actually, it's a movie called The Night Before. It's with Seth Rogen, Anthony Mackie, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. This is my favorite Christmas movie of all time. I swear, I love this movie so much. I remember singing it at 11 a.m. matinee with you, me, and Sebastian for my 18th birthday. And I remember us in the theater. It was my birthday weekend. I remember us laughing our asses off the entire time. We were laughing so hard. We were cracking up laughing. It was like it was like Thanksgiving week, whatever. Almost Christmas. And I just was having 2 of my best friends in theater with me, laughing our asses off in this movie, having so much fun. It's Christmas, guys. It's called The Night Before. If you can find it on anywhere, I think it's on. I don't know, maybe it's on Netflix anymore, or you can rent it. It's called The Night Before. It's 2015. It's an hour 40 minutes. It's a rated R raunchy holiday comedy. It's so fun. It's so much fun. It's hilarious. It's very like homage to Home Alone, other Christmas movies. So please watch it. It's my favorite Christmas movie of all time. For TV shows, you know what? I've honestly, that's kind of tough. I haven't seen anything really like I'm trying to think TV show wise. I'm trying to think of something I watched TV. I watched a lot of reruns of Community and 30 Rock. I'm trying to think shows. I just finished White Lotus. White Lotus is a great show. Between White Lotus, season 2 just ended. I just finished that, so I recommend both seasons of White Lotus on HBO Max. One was better than 2, if you ask me, but it's really good. What about you, Joe?
Well, I already said what I said earlier, which is The Serpent Queen. Fucking
Yep.
Great movie. Not movie. Great show overall. So great. I truly like it. Yeah, it's such an amazing show. So I highly suggest that if you got stars and you can watch it. So definitely watch it that way. And since we're doing Christmas movies, look up an old early 2005 movie. It's Santa's Sleigh. Anyways, look up Santa's Sleigh, which is basically a horror movie where Santa goes on a killing spree. So
that sounds like Violent Night. What I saw last night. It sounds like what I saw.
But Santa is the bad guy in this one. It's such a cheesy movie when you watch it now, but it's so great just because it's just like something you don't expect. This one, it's Santa is the bad guy. He's the one that's going around killing people, blowing them up. It's like he's a sadistic bastard. So if you've never seen this horror movie and cheesy, early 2000 dumb movies, I highly suggest this one. It's a great movie. I've never forgotten it. I'm not a big horror movie guy.
Santa's Sleigh.
It's intriguing. So go watch that. It's great. You'll love it. So The Serpent Queen and Santa's Sleigh. Dude, watch it. It's fucking you'll die laughing. It's so great. So those are my 2 recommendations for this week. Since we've said our pieces, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching us. Thank Nick and Moses for coming along. Sadly, they didn't plug themselves, but you can plug them.
Yeah, I can definitely plug. So again, as I mentioned earlier in the beginning of the episode, guys, again, we're on Spotify. Please subscribe. Please, follow, subscribe, please, on all the platforms. Please, that will help us so much with growth and with ratings for Apple and Spotify and Amazon Music. Again, like I said, our website now, please, midwayavenueproductions.com. It's running. I'm very proud of this website. All our information's on there. You can find all the reviews and our contact information and more about us on that website. I know we're on Instagram. I know Nick's on Instagram. But I think I had all our social medias on the website. I'll check again, but we're on social media. We're on TikTok now, Joe. Believe it or not, we're officially on TikTok. We're trying to grow that as well.
Wow. Okay, nice.
On YouTube as well. Go on YouTube, find us, Genre of Your Life, or Midway Avenue Productions on YouTube. You'll find us right away. We're on TikTok now at Midway Avenue Productions, Instagram, Midway Avenue Productions. You can find all of us on there as well. Like I said, again, thank you, Moses and Nick and Joel, for being the 3 best co-hosts I could ever ask for on the show. Thank you so much for listening. Happy holidays, happy Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Wishing you all a great holiday season and a great start of the new year. And we will see you guys very soon. Peace.
Deuces. Happy New Year's and Merry Christmas.